In Argo City on Krypton, Kara is running and doing laps with her mother, Allura Zor-El. They compete with each other but also share the moment with one another's company as they rest on the park bench. Allura presents her daughter with an honors badge and welcomes her to the Kryptonian Military Academy. Out of nowhere, catastrophe strikes Krypton earlier than predicted, and Allura is dumbstruck. As fireballs hurl down on the planet and the ground starts shaking, Allura takes her daughter to the control center for the escape pods and activates them. Unfortunately, only one activates, and Allura puts Kara into it and sends her away with a heavy heart. Krypton explodes into a million pieces, and Kara is heartbroken at the loss of her mother and her world. Just after takeoff, a fragment of the exploding planet damages Kara's pod, putting her into suspended animation and sending the vessel into a trajectory that arrives on Earth later than intended. After her arrival, Kara has trouble adjusting to life on Earth with its more primitive culture and the superpowers gained from her new environment. She sees a big explosion out in the distance and goes to check it out. Solomon Grundy the zombie monster is wreaking havoc upon the city with an energy blaster as he intends to kill Superman. Kara comes to confront Solomon Grundy as the Supergirl, but Grundy is not pleased to fight a girl in the place of Superman. He uses his energy gun to blast her off. During the fight with Solomon Grundy, she spots masked individuals lurking nearby, and soon she's found wanted by Grundy. Fortunately, Kara is rescued just in time by Superman and Batman. Batman blasts Grundy off with batarangs, while Superman delivers some thunderous blows and puts Grundy to sleep. Batman suggests that Kara, aka the Supergirl, doesn't fit on Earth and she needs to be settled somewhere else.
She doesn't care. With her abilities, that makes her a threat.
Kara flies away after hearing this, and Superman follows her as well. Soon after, Batman checks the energy ray gun Grundy was attacking with and takes it in for further inspection, after discussing with the Flash. Kara sits on a rooftop near a field and looks at her military badge given to her by her mother, Allura. Superman arrives to talk to her, and they have a heart-to-heart chat about her situation.
Were any of your problems Batman is kicking me off the planet?
Kara says that she doesn't feel she belongs to anywhere. Superman does something out of the box and takes her to the future, using a time bubble. They arrive at 31st century Earth, where the planet is more developed, civilized, and free. Superman welcomes her to Legion of Superheroes. Back at the Star Labs, a scientist and a couple of guards are blasted by an incoming group of black soldiers who are armed with energy ray guns. They break into Star Labs' main center, but fortunately Batman arrives just in time and takes the whole group down. When he starts questioning them, they kill themselves using cyanide capsules. Batman informs the Justice League regarding the break-in. In the 31st century, Superman explains the formation of the Legion by Saturn Girl and other heroes being inspired by Superman. Just then, Mon-El, a trainee of the Academy, arrives and starts admiring Kara and the planet Krypton. Kara decides to stay after taking a liking to Mon-El, and Superman leaves after bugging her about it. Mon-El takes Kara for a tour of the Legion, and they come across the highly defended weapons vault. Dawnstar arrives and greets Kara as she is super excited to have Kara at the Academy. As the main doors open, out walks another member, but Kara starts a spontaneous fight with Academy member Brainiac 5, whom she mistakes for her cousin's enemy Braniac. When he sees Kara coming at him, he creates a photokinetic force field, then sends energy globes to take her down. Kara blasts them and attacks him with such power, it sends him crashing through a classroom. As the Academy students cheer on for a fight, their fight is called out by a Legion member who takes them both to the Council for disciplinary action. Kara learns that Brainiac 5, the Academy member, is descendant of the original Brainiac. After dismissing them, Timberwolf raises the question on training the Brainiac 5, as his predecessors all have proven to be evil. But the Council raises more questions on where exactly the rest of the Legion are since they have lost contact with them. Brainiac 5 is listening to all the discussions using an implant device. Kara walks into the hangout area and meets all other Academy members. Bouncing Boy, Invisible Kid, Triplicate Girl, and finally the shy one, Phantom Girl. They also introduce her to Prody, the class pet and arms fall-off boy. Next day at the Academy lessons, Kara and Brainiac 5 are exchanging looks just to show their displeasure. Kara is called out to solve an equation by the chemical guy, and Brainiac mocks her. Soon after, at the combat class by Shadowlass, Kara shoves over Brainiac for being too slow to act. They once again bump head when they have to build a high-functioning robot and argue among themselves. Somehow, they build the robot but fails to turn it off, and the robot starts shooting at everyone. For the first time, the duo starts working together to forge a plan and takes down the robot successfully, but they start arguing once again. Timberwolf arrives and sees the damage caused by their careless actions and kicks them both out of training. The Academy students walk out the building and Dawnstar comes to console Kara as she is feeling down. But Kara is feeling sympathetic towards Brainiac since everyone ignores him. Just then, Kara notices a couple of black soldiers upon the weapons vault building, but they soon vanish. The triplicate girl is looking everywhere for their pet Prody, and he shows up at the end. She sees Mon-El walking towards the weapons vault, but is confronted by black soldiers of the Dark Circle. She tries her best to outfight them, but at then end, they kill her with energy ray blasts, to the utter horror of Prody. Supergirl Kara is practicing ways to say sorry to Brainiac 5 since she thinks they got off on the wrong foot, but she sees him walking towards the vault and interrupts him. He tries to evade her, but just then, they notice the dead corpse of the triplicate girl. Brainiac is apprehended by Shadowlass and the other two Legion members, accusing him of fraud, conspiracy, and for the murder of the triplicate girl. He accepts the fraud but rejects the killing of triplicate girl. However, they take him into custody, and Kara is instructed to go the dorms. She is hesitant to go, and even Prody is surprised. Kara goes to the Academy library and enters after breaking the circuit. She orders for information on the Dark Circle, and the details surprise her very much since their leader, and even the origin in unknown. Brainiac 5 wakes up suddenly and finds himself in a prison pod, and his belt is no longer with him. But just then, Kara comes into the cell and questions Brainiac about the Dark Circle and their purpose. Brainiac reveals about the weapon of mass destruction hidden away at the Legion's vault, and the Circle is after it. Kara breaks him out of the pod, and together they aim to stop the Dark Circle before it's too late. They reach the outside of the weapons vault, and surprisingly, Mon-El meets with them, trusting their mission. Brainiac throws a photon kinetic globe to the defense system, and using the power of the system, the globe overrides it. They enter the vault, and Brainiac reveals the second stage of the defense mechanism to solve the puzzle within 30 seconds or die. Brainiac tries his level best to solve the puzzle within the time, but he needs more time. Hence, Kara and Mon-El tries to fend off the incoming robots. Fortunately, Brainiac gets it right, and the robots take off. Kara hugs Brainiac out of joy and backs off after seeing the funny side of it. They are in front of the weapon, and things take a wild turn as Mon-El rush back to drive a kryptonite knife into Kara as he reveals to be an agent of the Dark Circle. Brainiac is horrified. Meanwhile, back at the Legion Command Center, Timberwolf senses the presence of the Dark Circle agents and acts swiftly to fend off their attacks. He is able to take down the agents, but more and more agents appear surrounding him, and Timberwolf surrenders. Around the Legion, all the members fight against the agents, but all of them get captured and imprisoned in the pods, including the Academy students. Mon-El boasts about the supremacy of the pure beings and the Circle while Brainiac takes out the kryptonite knife from Kara. The duo is to face off with the leader of the Dark Circle, the original one and only Brainiac the First. As he walks into the room, Brainiac the Fifth cannot believe it. And the original one tells its story and the master plan to initiate the Dark Circle, to tend to his plans over centuries. The original reveals that they used the fifth clone to break into the vault using his 12th level universal mind. The horrifying revealing is made when the original reveals its body with all other three Brainiacs incorporated into his body to make it better. The fifth clone doesn't give up and uses one of his tricks to disappear with Kara to another secret place in the Legion as the original orders to find them. He talks to her while programming a device and puts it on Kara to absorb all the kryptonite. He conveys his honest thoughts to her, and she recovers. Finally. They share an emotional moment, and just then, when they were about to share a kiss, they hear the footsteps of the agents. Luckily, they are pulled in by Phantom Girl just in time, and they meet all the remaining members who managed to escape. Triplicate Girl is alive, it seems, and only one of herself is dead. Invisible Boy is also alive, and together they form a plan to put things back in order. Phantom Girl secretly manages to rescue Bounce Boy, Dawn Star, and Arms Fall Off Boy. Brainiac is trying to locate the Legion members, and Dawn Star uses her powers to identify their location. Brainiac sends an SOS signal and prepares for the fight. Brainiac the Fifth and Kara confronts Mon-El and the agents, and Mon-El chases Kara down. Although Brainiac gets surrounded by agents, Kara comes flying back to take him out, as they are once again chased by Mon-El. Mon-El finds it has been a trick played on him by Brainiac, as the Academy members surround him for a good throwdown. Kara and Brainiac the Fifth confront the original one at the command center, creating the universal brainstorm, making him the ultimate being. He unleashes his power wave through the miracle machine, bringing everyone around him to their knees. But as soon as the original acknowledges his power, the three predecessors bound to his body try to gain the power to themselves by detaching from the main body. Finally, the original one loses control, and the main body is destroyed as the clones try to reach for the ultimate power. But still, the miracle machine is working, and Kara tries to break it without any effect. She crosses into the machine and sees her mom, Allura. Though briefly tempted to reverse Krypton's destruction, she comes to terms with her loss as Brainiac the Fifth steps into talking to her about what's right. Kara holds her mother's hands and bids farewell to her, and they stop the cataclysm by displacing the machine into another reality. Kara is relieved and she hugs Brainiac. The others are on their feet and start attacking the Dark Agents, and Mon-El orders them to retreat. He is soon cut off by Kara and Brainiac while trying to escape. Kara and Mon-El start fighting in the sky, and with every punch delivered, thunder and lightning strikes. Kara is not holding back this time, and she punches him down onto the earth, and the group surrounds him. They eventually capture all the Dark Agents and imprison them, and just then, the members of the Legion arrive from their mission and are mighty impressed as they decide to incorporate every Academy student into the Legion, to their ultimate joy. Kara's happy to hear Brainiac talking about reviving a machine to get her planet back as she kisses him. All is well at the end. Kara contacts Superman about her decision to stay in the 31st century and her new relationship with Brainiac 5. After the call is ended, Superman and Batman inspect a crater in Metropolis when they are hit and apparently teleported to parts unknown by a Zeta beam blast. Thank you for watching Second Look. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more awesome videos. Have a nice day.